Owen Seymour Arthur was no ordinary man. The fellow was born into humble beginnings, the son of a shopkeeper who would rise to greatness. I first heard about that gentleman back in 1984 when he was running for the Barbados Labour Party against Sybil Leacock in the St. Peter by-election. He lost that by-election by 1 vote. I remember that night. It was a cliffhanger. But more was to come because they went to court. That decision was overturned. A new election was called, and Owen Seymour Arthur rose to become the representative for St. Peter for the next 34 years. Owen Seymour Arthur in 1994 led the only successful vote of no confidence that brought down a government in Barbados that saw the Democratic Labour Party having to call a new election, and Owen Seymour Arthur emerged in 1994 as Prime Minister of Barbados. And for the next 15 years, he made Barbados great again. In fact, in the words of Kofi Annan, Barbados was a small country punching above its weight. This shopkeeper's son had a vision for this country. He transformed this economy and made Barbados great again. Look, let me tell you something. Look, following that by-election in 1994 and his ascendancy to the post of Prime Minister of Barbados, he not only did great things for Barbados, but for the whole Caribbean region as well. Barbados became a place that welcomed all Caribbean brothers and sisters. Guyanese by the thousands came and made a contribution to Barbados, as did others from across the Caribbean. Owen Seymour Arthur, the longest serving Prime Minister of Barbados. He was also a big fan of Market Vendor. He actually met Market Vendor Prime Minister for a day, honorary Prime Minister. Mind you, I didn't get to live in Ilara Court for the night. I didn't get to eat up there either, but I was glad, and I was honored that the Prime Minister of Barbados could confer such an honor upon Market Vendor. He also made a contribution to the Rotary Club of Barbados in the name of Market Vendor to be given to a charity or charities that Market Vendor decided. Look, let me tell you something. The last time I saw the gentleman was down in Lime Grove. I didn't know then that it would be the last time that I would see him. He and I posed for a photograph with a lady, and I never knew that would be the last time that I would see this gentleman. In recent times, he became professor up at the University of the West Indies, sharing the knowledge. He became chairman also of LIAT, and more recently led the Commonwealth team to monitor the elections in Guyana. He was a man who was not afraid to speak his mind. He spoke whenever and wherever he needed to whoever he needed to speak to. He practiced the politics of inclusion. He brought people in from the other side and brought them into the fold of the Labour Party. Your work is done, sir. You have done an outstanding job as Prime Minister of Barbados. Truly, we will miss you, Owen Seymour Arthur. Rest in peace and rise in glory.